Hey guys.
Hey guys. Well, that was on time. But hey everyone, welcome back to Gamechangers podcast. Um, this is something a bit of a bit different. As you can see, we don't have a guest with us today. That's because something completely new. We had that out in our teaser. This is our first episode of our Trend Talks. And of course, with me, I have Jayden, as always, the legend himself.
Yeah, of course, man.
We're excited. For our first episode, actually, we're going to talk about the vaccine rollout. I know it's something that's on our mind and everyone's mind, and we kind of did our research to bring you more information. Talk about some stuff that's going on, conspiracy theories, some goofs and gaps, and what's going on, what's going to happen in the next couple of months, and we're trying to figure it out, and hopefully we can help you figure it out. But yeah, let's get started. So Jayden, how's it going in Edmonton? What's the sentiment going on there for the vaccine rollout?
It's going good. Let me just break this down for you, okay? I saw this statistic on like an article or something. Basically, here in Alberta, we have the most amount of anti-vaxxers for this vaccine. Like we're so lucky. Like I'm so humbled by the statistic. But also we have the most amount of people that need the vaccine ASAP. Like in the most I don't know, they're just in the most need of it because they're in the most danger. I don't know the statistic right now, but I think Edmonton right now is doing worse than like Toronto and Vancouver and maybe even Quebec, but I'm not sure because Quebec was doing pretty bad at the beginning, but who knows?
Yeah, because I mean,
I was in Toronto.
What can I do, bro? I left at the right time, man. I timed this shit perfectly. Because for me, for us, like I know in Edmonton, it's like the cases are what, like 3-4 times as high in comparison to Ontario. Because like in I guess for the ratio for the population, if you look at that, so which is pretty messed up. And I think shout out to Jason Kenney for making that happen, beating all records, making new records for Edmonton, putting a city on the map, So,
he's gonna be in the world record someday for like this. He's good at 100%. Setting those records.
He's good at ruining people's lives for sure, but but yeah, I mean, so for the current situation, I think some news came out for Ontario, for all the Ontario, Toronto people, where we're probably going to go into a lockdown. Like all of Ontario actually, because that's what Ford was saying in his recent press conference, that they're contemplating that. There's not going to be, we're going to be all indoors, no in-person gatherings for Christmas. So it's going to be a pretty shitty Christmas for everyone. For the most part, no parties. New Year's is going to be pretty garbage as well. You can't go out. I mean, just have to do it at home. What are your plans? Jayden? What are you doing for Christmas?
I don't really know. I think I'm just sitting at home, like, not too much to celebrate. Well, actually, like, there's stuff to celebrate, but just not ways to celebrate. But are you guys, are your stores open right now? Because they shut down here everything except stores so that you can Christmas shop.
So here it's like, well, that's a good point. So our stores aren't shut down, actually. Like, the main stores aren't shut down. There's just like limited capacity for like going in and stuff. So essential workers and like anything essential, it's kind of still open, right? Even during lockdown. But I feel like it's just become the norm because like it's been so long. Like staying in lockdown is just like, it's lockdown. Like it's just you're so adapted to like just staying indoors now. Even when it was on lockdown, we were staying home just to like, I guess, preventative precaution, right? So now it's like okay, we have to stay home. It's not something like it's even more serious, but at the same time it's like we're used to it. But the biggest thing that's on people's mind is what's going on with the vaccines. Are they safe? There's like a lot of random information. Like one day I'm seeing on the news like, oh, vaccines are coming through, and then next thing I know, Jayden's telling me that vaccines are going to turn you into crocodiles or something like that. I don't know what's happening.
So we're going to Brazilian president,
right? Well, what did he say? What was the story?
Well, actually, it seems like they like kind of clickbaited him, but they said like he's like, this could turn you into a crocodile or a bearded lady, but turns out like he was just overemphasizing for he's like, this is not our fault if you turn into crocodiles because they're essentially saying that this is like rushed approval of the vaccine, and everyone's rushing the approval because usually this takes so long for like FDA in the US or any approval of anything, but they're doing this within days, like super fast.
Yeah, I think it's basically calling out like Pfizer because they made a statement saying like we're not responsible for anyone who's affected by the vaccine in a certain way. But at the same time, like, yeah, I get his point, but like, you know, I'm pretty sure that like they're just trying to like protect themselves as a company, right? And like with all the regulations, like they're not gonna put something out to the entire public that's gonna like harm anyone in a certain way. So I'm sure like the FDA and all the regulatory boards are being very careful, and they've done their testing. Like this isn't the first time we've had a pandemic. You know what? Like we've had. I was looking through. It's like we had a Spanish flu a couple like a couple hundred years before this, and we had Ebola.
I think that one was 1919, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, something like that, like Ebola, swine flu, stuff like that. So, but there are some concerns. So I'm gonna read it here. I have it with me. So, they're not saying that. So there's still no proof if it's risky for pregnant women, or if it's safe. So they're saying that there's a risk to newborns can't be excluded. So if someone who's like kind of pregnant and they're kind of unsure, there's still no information on that. But overall, like people are posting videos of like other people or nurses like passing out and stuff. I don't know if you saw that, but like that's pretty like not passing out is a little bit too extreme. But like I mean, even if you get like a flu shot, it's like they tell you like, you can feel like fatigue or some ache in your arm.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that people feel fatigue.
So I think that's with any sort of vaccine or any sort of shot, which is pretty common. And there was like another thing with like people having like Bell's palsy, which is like it kind of like makes your face crooked or something. And then like people
like it goes numb or something.
Yeah, like your face is kind of like goes to like you're just like crooked, like you're just smiling like in a certain direction. It's super weird and creepy, but
it's not like permanent.
I'm not sure. I hope not. No, it's a temporary facial paralysis, but
okay.
Yeah, they said like they did like 10,000 cases, and out of the 10,000 they had 3, which is like the actual rate of like how many people just like I guess get Bell's palsy like overall. So it most likely has nothing to do with the vaccine, but they're still doing a lot of analysis on like I guess how people are reacting to the vaccine in medical ways. And the biggest thing they've said is like if you're allergic, because like a lot of allergic people have like very few, like maybe 1 or 2 in like the US, or like they've had reactions, like extreme reactions. So they're saying like if you've had a history of like allergic reactions, then don't take the vaccine as of yet. Consult your doctor. Let more information come out. So like pregnant women and people that have strong allergic reactions, like those are the people that kind of have to watch out. Like from what we've kind of researched, and right now we're sitting at just about like 500,000 cases for all of Canada, 14,000 deaths, and 410,000 recovered. So hopefully, this all ends. But yeah, and then there's all these like, we're talking about conspiracy theories. What was the other one? Like they want to track you and stuff.
Yeah, well, actually, before we get into that, I just wanted to ask you, like, so speaking of pregnant women, like, if you had like a baby right now, would you make the baby wear a mask? Like, because I always see babies not wearing masks, and I'm like, come on, like this baby's kind of being irresponsible right now.
No, so I mean, I guess, but then at the same time, I think babies are exempt from wearing masks. It's like, I mean, I don't know if they're not gonna cough in my face or something, but they have more immunity than for their safety. Like I was thinking that too, because I'm like, oh, like maybe if a lot of older people are kind of vulnerable, then maybe babies are vulnerable too.
Yeah.
And then, but actually, that's not the case unless like they're like very very newborn, like a couple of days old. So I don't know. Like for me, if I had a kid, I'd be like, put on the mask. Like
as long as like
they don't have like a breathing problem. Yeah,
it's worth pointing out. Like I've never met specifically an anti-mask or anti-vax baby. Like they seem pretty open to things like this. So like I don't think they're trying to challenge the government. Like no, I didn't see any babies at the anti-mask rallies, but yeah, I think they're more chill about the virus.
You think
I
so?
like it. Yeah.
That's maybe because their brain hasn't developed and they're still, they don't know what's happening, but sure.
Yeah, I like to think they're just open-minded. But yeah, I've heard I've heard conspiracies. Like, they're like, man, this is just Bill Gates. Like, Bill Gates is trying to get you. I don't know. I think Bill Gates is a pretty nice guy. I look up to him as a business leader.
Nah, man, that's not what he is, bro. You got it all wrong. He's out to get you.
I don't
bro.
see
He's
why he would
you.
want to brainwash
he's coming
you.
for you, man. That's what he's trying to do. You don't get it. Even though there's no proof, even though there's no evidence, even though, you know, I have nothing to back my statement, but he's doing it. Just know.
Well, man, I'm using Bill Gates' platform right now. I'm using Windows. Like, you can already spy on me right now.
Have you seen those memes with like, what's the source? And it's like, source, like, trust me, bro. Like, that's me, bro.
Yeah.
That's the source.
Yeah, in one of my projects, we were writing that as a joke in our sources and our references. We're just like, trust me, bro.
Yeah, and,
we didn't get a good mark for that. But.
No, so there's also another theory with like people saying they want to track you, or like they're going to change your DNA. So basically, for people, what they use is they don't use DNA, they use RNA. So they use genetic material, but what it does is like they put in your body so it can kind of like so like the analogy I like to use is like it's like a Snapchat. Like you receive the Snapchat. You know Snapchat, right? So you receive the Snapchat, you open the Snapchat, after some time it disappears, and there you go. You saw the Snapchat, but it's not with you anymore. So it's like they put that in your body gets used to it.
That's a really good analogy.
Exactly. And then it doesn't hang around the body for some time, it leaves, and it's just like snap. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know.
Maybe that's why Snapchat stock rose so much after I sold it. But yeah, I heard the vaccine doesn't even have coronavirus in it, because obviously, like, you have to be skeptical of viruses and of vaccines, and like think about it before you take it. And I thought that before, but actually looking at and I'm no like anti-vaccine, but after looking at what it is, it seems like safe. Like, it seems like you're not actually getting coronavirus or anything. It just has like antibodies or something. It makes it super easy for you to produce antibodies, and it doesn't even make you immune, but makes it like 99% chance that you'll recover of it and recover faster. And it seems pretty safe to me. Like, I'm not against it at all.
I mean, and what other choice do you have, right? Like, let's say you're like, you have like, unless you want to go make a vaccine yourself, like, you don't really have an option. Like, unless you want to just stay home, and you can't, like, you can't leave your home. So I think that's what's going to happen. Like, I mean, after some time, it's like either you wear a mask or either you're vaccinated. That's the only way you can. There might be like some sort of proofing, like you have to show before you enter like a space, like, oh, I've been vaccinated. Like a stamp or something. I don't know. Like, when you go vote, and then like sometimes like they put like this ink on your nail that you voted. So something like that. Maybe it's like they put like some sort of ink, like a sticker on you, sticker on your forehead.
Yeah,
Like,
use a QR code or something to prove
your personal QR code. They brand you. They brand you with your QR code.
They put a chip in you and track you.
No, with your they brand you with your Instagram handle. That's what they do.
It's just like all the car guys on their windows.
That's so true. No, like with your Snapchat, with your Snapchat tag, they just brand you with it. Like, this person
and you're walking past someone on the street. You're like, you like show them your Snapchat code.
It's like, you'll follow me. Did you add me yet? You know how there's like the dots on the thing with your Animoji guy? It's like, yo, did you add me? Like, you just show your arm. It's like, you add me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the thing. And then so when do you think is like what are the projections, like, when? Because I know with Canada, they're saying Justin Trudeau recently secured 500,000 doses of shipment in January from like Moderna and Pfizer. So, like, what do you think? What's going to happen?
Yeah. So, breaking this down. So I believe it was last Friday, sometime like that. Canada got its first vaccine. I believe they got it ahead of the US and the UK. Like Justin Trudeau did a really good job with that. He proved it super fast. So Canada was one of the first countries. So we got that like Friday. The first shot was in Toronto. This Monday of this week. This podcast episode is coming out later, so actually I don't know what to say. Like just like the weekend after Canada.
Conspiracy, Jayden.
I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but the US got it 3 days after Canada. UK just got it. It says UK will have about like 800,000 more within the next couple of weeks, probably like 4 million by the end of the month. Canada, I don't hear much about Canada. Like, I don't know what their projections are, but I know the US could have 100 million by like Q1 or end of Q1 of 2021. But what I'm hearing is that lots of people are saying we might not have any problem with vaccines by Q1 because Johnson & Johnson and then the Oxford ones are going to be approved probably. And then we're going to have at least 4 different vaccines you can choose from because Moderna is being approved right now. And we're going to have no problem handing out to people within just a couple months is what I hear. And so that's why some people have said that like traveling, I paid attention during the Airbnb IPO. Some people are saying traveling could start by Q2. And that's super optimistic. And I like to think that because I'd like to get out of Edmonton as soon as possible.
What's your next destination? What are you planning? What's the next trip, bro?
Man, being stuck in Edmonton for like a year and a half has been hard for me. That's like the longest I've stayed here.
A year and a half? I thought it was 19 years, bro.
Well, like at once, because like you're going on like your annual holiday and stuff. So it's done a toll, like anti-vaxxers, like everything. So I'm thinking as soon as there's no 14-day quarantine after traveling, I'm just gonna go to like London, Paris, Amsterdam. Like I just saved up a amount of money for that. I was supposed to go to Europe for the first time last summer, but it's canceled. So I'm just doing that solo and just figure that out. Maybe go to Toronto after Christmas. But yeah.
Nice. So you're gonna go to London, get some tea, then you're going to Paris, eat some croissants, and then you're headed to Amsterdam to smoke up and
do some mess in the street.
Exactly. You just gotta walk on the streets, bro. You just gotta take a.
I've heard
walk.
They have like people just walking in crowds just do drugs. Like it's
really?
They call it the most liberal city in the world.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. I don't know if I'm not liberal, but
yeah, I'm pretty liberal, especially after,
I'm liberal, but that's really liberal.
I'm pretty liberal after Justin Trudeau dropped, $14K in my bank account for CRB. So shout out him.
Crazy.
So
I only got a couple of them.
Major liberal here, but no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, but
overall, like good news. I mean, I think personally, like we could have the vaccines out. If I'm being very optimistic, I would say like it's going to take some time for production. That's probably the biggest thing. And after they see some statistical success with the vaccines, then they're going to start rolling them out like all over, like most of the countries with the larger populations. And that's going to take some time. And then after all that's done, I think that entire process could kind of get really good until like you said, Q2. So maybe like summertime. And they might open flights up and stuff. And then maybe towards the end of the year, like maybe we could get rid of COVID. So bye COVID 2021.
Yeah, basically one thing I heard. So Bill Gates made a prediction in the summer. He said Q1, maybe into Q2. And he gave good reasoning. And basically all the projections have followed except like the vaccines were a little bit late. Like a little bit late for everyone's projections by a couple months. But some doctors have written books say like 2024 will be right to normal. And I like to think more towards this side. Lots of people say like 2024. I think it's like overthinking a little bit. I'm no doctor or anything, but I've seen stuff in like countries like New Zealand. They're like partying again, and like Australia, because they're so like isolated, they don't. Some places don't have to wear masks anymore, and Taiwan hasn't had a case for 200 days.
Damn. So that's the thing. Like it's such a like every country is like has like their own circumstances right now, and I think it's gonna be more like it's not gonna be like it's gonna be different for every country. Like you're saying, some countries are still gonna be struggling. They might take until like, for example, like India, they have such a broad population, and the cases number of cases and the percentage is so high. It's gonna take them a while to like get, because there's like villages and there's like cities, and it's gonna take a while to distribute all these vaccines and make sure everyone's vaccinated. So it could take like maybe up to 2022, and maybe like a place like Canada, for example. I think even by the summer we could have like all the vaccines, or maybe by the end of 2021 everyone could be vaccinated. So I think it's going to be like dependent on the place where you live. And like you said, like New Zealand, I think they were the first country to be free of COVID, right? And then like you said, they're partying.
They had a really good prime minister right now.
Like her name, she's a lady as well, right? I forgot her name.
Yeah, and she was she's like
pretty cool.
She's on the global stage. A spotlight is on her right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I heard third world countries are going to be the worst to try to vaccine. And especially like taking in like India, I think like 35-40% of people have internet alone. Like the whole country doesn't have internet yet. So even that's going to make it hard, because they're not everyone's connected.
Internet's
there.
Pretty accessible there now. Like that used to be like
actually like
back ago. Like
this is based on like 2005 books that I've read. They've gone like exponentially improving, and it actually improves the quality of life there so fast. It's gonna take time.
Yeah, it is gonna take time for sure. And so I mean that's it for our first episode. Hopefully we were able to kind of share some information with you guys, educate and also entertain at the same time. And it was cool for us because we kind of get to learn about all this information, because to share with you guys we kind of had to do our own research as well. So it's kind of cool just knowing all this information and learning about it. And that's our first episode of Trend Talks. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have more of these coming for you, and this is our first one, so hopefully you guys like it, and we're looking to build off of this. And if you guys have any topics or anything in mind, please share with us, and we'd love to talk about them if there's something on your mind. I know there's so much happening in the world right now, but we had to choose something that we think I guess right now is the biggest deal, in which affects everyone. And but definitely share your topics. We'll definitely bring them up in our next episode. And Jayden, if you want to say anything.
Yeah, I think it was a super cool episode. It was pretty fun. We get to be ourselves more than in the episodes where we more like get to hear the story of the guests. So I think it's going to be super cool because we can communicate with the community more and like address certain topics, and just we can get our own message out to you guys this way as well. I think it's super cool.
Right. Yeah, it's an opportunity for us to share our opinion and kind of put ourselves out there and kind of share what we think, and share a piece of our personalities with the people watching. So thanks again. Thanks for your love. Thanks for your support. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.